Great day to you all. So it's been a minute since I came out here and I've done a live like this. I do lives every morning, just briefly by the water, but it was time to come out and do a live like this. So great Sunday to you all. I hope that you were able this morning to wake up super grateful to be alive again another day in this experience. And I hope you set that high vibe, telling yourself all of the amazing things that you need to hear to start your day off right. Like what? Well, that you're absolutely amazing. You're capable, you're strong, you're smart, you're beautiful. You flow like water with ease. You have the capacity to make anything happen that you want today for yourself, no matter what. Why? Because you're the magician in your life. So if you embrace your magic and you put it in the right places, whew, throw your life force to that, you can absolutely make anything happen. Big time. So this morning, before I get into this chat, there are a couple of things that I want to mention. I got to mention this radio station and I got to keep mentioning it. Okay, CFQR 600 AM. Guys, listen, if you don't have a radio, like I don't have a radio anymore, but I listen online. I go to CFQR600.com and I listen. While I'm doing my stuff in the day, I tell you, I've got this station playing. When makes my day and my stuff in the house that I'm doing a lot easier. So if you're in my listening area, guys, you got to check out this station. Okay? Really. There's been a lot of changes in the world. And there's a lot of things that you're not going to see on the news because the news is controlled. Well, there's a lot of change happening in the world that is not noticeable. But I feel it happening. And it feels great. And the collective energy and the magnified energetic influence that's happening right now on the planet, and today being the 5/5 angel portal, look, there's a lot of change happening. And I want you guys to embrace the love that's fueling you big time, because the vibe of that is also energetically increased and amplified. So if you can harness the love that's actually fueling you for existence today and project that, well, you'll produce results of the same magnitude. And you see, people don't realize your frequency first, before your name, before anything. Now, what's your purest state? Well, the state that you were born into, like a clean slate with all the universal love fueling every one of your organs, magically knowing what has to be done. Automatically. You don't have to worry about it. All that's taken care of. Imagine that. You have the capacity to take all of your life force and put it into creating anything that you want for yourself today, no matter what it is. But what are you creating? And what state are you creating from? I encourage you guys all to take a look at how you operate. Take a look at the things that you think. Take a look at the things that you say. And take a look at the things that you're doing. Really, because it's difficult when we are just doing and living to really be the observer in our life sometimes. But you must be. And the state in which you're embodying is the state in which you are creating from. So let me break that down to you. If you're living in a frequency that is you don't feel good about yourself and you feel lost and you're unsure of your next step, or if you're living in an angered state, if you're living frustrated, if you're not loving yourself right or your experience, well, you're creating the results of exactly that. If you're embodying shame and blame and guilt and denial, well, that's your state of being. And then embodying that and applying that as self-identity, well, you're producing the results of exactly the state of your frequency. You know, you cannot expect, you know what, let me drop it like this. You know, a lot of people have told me, Tobi, I'm such a loving person, but the people around me, like I express that I love them and they cannot say it back. And I take it to heart. It bothers me. It hurts me. But it shouldn't. And I'll tell you why. You have to see people for their frequency first. The same way you want to create from your frequency, you have to see people for their frequency first. Before their name, before what they're thinking, saying, and doing. You know, that all tells you what kind of frequency they're embodying. But you can't take that to heart because people cannot express love if they are not feeling loving. Okay, so if you're dealing with somebody who is not right in their own skin, well, they can't be right in expressing anything to you. There's no clarity there. There's no security and safety in their own being first. Before they can even tap into the creativity center or will anything into their life or heart's desires, they're incapacitated to do so. And there are many, 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 many people walking around right now on this earth that are not even in their own being. Why? Because they are not embodying a frequency to be grounded in their own. That root chakra to be grounded and rooted in your being is 396 hertz. And then to be fully embodying your universal love completely and flowing from it with your cup overflowing, because that is the truest expression of cup overflowing, is when you are Kundalini awakened and your flow is undistorted. You see it? So what's the frequency of the crown? The reversal of your root. So it's 963 that you have to embody. So people that you're seeing or interacting with are showing up as frequency first. So if they're living in a lowered, you know what? I know what I'll do. I'll just have to pull you guys up a visual to remind you guys. And I will. So I'll be hidden for a sec, but I'd like to throw up something so that you guys can be reminded of the vibrational frequency and its levels, you could say. But guys, remind you guys today, look, any frequency that you embody is a choice by your own doing first, because you choose to keep these things as a part of you. Okay, to give your past meaning or to give your life meaning or whatever. No, you should mean more to you than any past life event that no longer exists. But emotions, all that is energy moving through you, and there's constantly energy moving through you. So I guess we're getting into that. Okay, so look, emotions, it's energy in motion. Energy vibrates at a certain frequency. The law of vibration activates the law of attraction, and through the law of deservedness, you attract what you send out by the emotions you hold in your body. All right. So look, if you look over here in the emotions on the side and how they're listed, If you're living in shame, you're living in a 20 hertz that you're not grounded in your being. So if you're feeling guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, hey, guess what? You're not even grounded in your own being. Okay? In order to be grounded in your own being, you have to have the courage to take a look at your frequency, how you operate, have a neutrality to it all, and jump into the rooting of your being. Okay? So what is the neutrality point really? Well, it's you being neutral to your past and neutral to all things and neutral to yourself. I talk about that neutral point of passing, and I have been for almost a year now. Well, you have to find that neutral point of passing within your being, especially if you've been living in a lower density vibration. All right. Now, the minute you're rooted in your ground chakra, and actually, you know what? Let's do this. So you see right here in the red, that's your root chakra. Okay. So this is what I'm talking about. So grounded to be in your own being comfortable in your own skin, which what is the root chakra? Well, the root chakra is your safety and your security. That's your safety center and security and well-being and rooted in your own being. So what does that mean? Well, if you're not safe in your own skin and totally accepting of your being, well, then you're not okay. And you're living in a state where you're not even grounded in your own being. So feeling safe in your own skin is it's a huge part of being able to even tap into your highest potential of your being. You know, when I talk about highest potential of your being, I don't talk about some construct of thinking, belief systems, or program for you to operate on. I talk about you tapping into the flow of universal energy that is feeding you life today. And you know, I talk about these lower density vibrations and everything, but this is the state in which you are creating from. Yeah, no matter what you're doing, and you're creating all the time. The experience is solely for creating. Really. And experience and wisdom. That's all it is. And yes, you're meant to feel every lowered emotion and rid yourself of it to be able to overcome it all. But if you're living in shame, fear, blame, guilt, all of that stuff towards your own being, you are totally out of your power. Literally. You're holding judgment towards yourself. And people are like, oh, I don't judge myself. Oh, yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. Every time you look in the mirror, you do. Every time you decide to put on makeup, you do. Every time you get dressed, you do. Every time you ask somebody else's opinion, you do. That's living in judgment. Yeah. And every time you see something, you're judging it. That's living in judgment. Well, guess what? That's not being rooted in your being. Far from it. A lot of people talk a good talk, but they don't walk it. That's the difference with me. I embody these concepts. I live and breathe it daily. And what frequency do I embody? You see that? 1,000 hertz on that arm and 1,000 hertz on this arm. Okay? That's the frequency that I embody. And what's that frequency? Cup overflowing. And no, you shouldn't be feeding to another unless your cup is overflowing. So what does that truly mean? Fully in alignment with yourself, and you've worked your own life force to break through any limitation, to make sure that flow is consistent and constant. Because why? What does that do for you? It solidifies your biofield and nothing can touch you. That's why I talk about tapping into the highest potential of your being. I don't talk about you just correcting your mindset. or just operating a certain way. No, I want people to tap into their flow of their power and operate from it. How do I know it's possible? Because I've done it. I've done it. And I'm teaching others to do it. And there are so many right now that have been working with me one-on-one that have felt the effects and are now breathing. I am powerful. Yeah, they've taken their power back in the most extreme ways in the shortest amount of time, because that's what I want too. That's factually why I haven't launched classes or courses. Why? Because classes and courses and as an extension, somebody who's interested on hitting it and getting into their power, 1 week with me one-on-one, and you're feeling the shift and operating from it. Yeah, that's what I do. Why? Because that's who I am. Yeah. Big difference out here. Well, that's who I am. I am a factually mission-based earth angel. Okay? And all of these tattoos, wait, guys, this is nothing. I've got a whole bunch of writing that I'm going to be doing over the next couple of months to before I color it all in. Yeah. And honestly, I'm on a mission to impact 1 million lives. Not to make them feel better, to have them back in their power. Okay? That's what I want. Sorry, guys. I'm going to have to decline that and shut off my notifications. But honestly, that's the mission I'm on. I'm not on a mission to make people feel better and for them to know. I'm on a mission to have 1 million people operating from 1,000 hertz frequency. Fully enlightened, fully in their power, and flowing with a cup overflowing. And no, I don't Mickey Mouse around about it, because there's nothing to Mickey Mouse around with. The world is changing. And I love and appreciate this experience more than ever. The greatest reward for me is to see how many I have activated and they are operating from their power. Literally. What's that power? It is the force of life that you are given to operate from. The purest form, though. Without any shame, blame, guilt, denial, judgment, non-acceptance. No. You know what? All you got to do is clear out all of what has been put there by others, because factually you're born in this state. You're born in the state of being 1,000 hertz operating. I tell you, when you were figuring out your body and you were learning to move your body and roll over and crawl, you weren't thinking about what people were thinking about you. And you weren't thinking about falling and cracking your head open. And you weren't thinking about living up to any standards. And you weren't thinking about your self-identity. No, you knew that you were the power of you, and that was as much as you needed to know. Wow. That is your primary state of your functioning every day that you're breathing. Before you add on all the belief systems and all the thoughts and all the stuff you feed yourself with energetically, physically, mentally, the interactions that are low frequency, everything else is what distorts this power. We always have it. This is not something that, oh, you must acquire. No, this is something that wakes you up every morning. Every morning. But what distorts it and what brings it down to that lowered frequency is everything you choose to hold on to that gives you meaning and gives you some self-identity and some reputation to uphold in this planet. You are universal love first, no matter what. Before your name, before your experience, before you think you are anybody, you're universal love. And it's a perfect design. It fuels the whole experience of everything. You know, the breath of life? Well, hey, come on. That breath of life is fueled by universal love in the whole universe. Every piece of it is inside of you. Why do we listen? When you were learning how to move your arms and roll over, do you think your parents were on the floor showing you how to do that? No, you figured it out, eh? As they stood there and watched you. And then when you were crawling, do you think your parents were on the ground with you, showing you how to do that? No, they weren't. All you knew is that you wanted to be able to walk like you saw everybody else doing. You didn't believe anything but what you wanted heartfully, and you achieved it. Before all of the, oh, don't do that, and no, or oh, go find something to do, or oh, okay. All of the belief systems that were installed into you as a child are your fundamental belief systems of what you believe about yourself. No matter what you've corrected today, have you corrected the root of the problem? Because that's huge in being grounded in your being. Because if the roots of your life experience were full of shame, blame, guilt, denial, non-acceptance, judgment, abuse, trauma, pain, suffering, neglect, I could continue for days with a list. Well, then that's the root of all your problems that must be rid out of your being. It doesn't matter who you've become today or what work you think you've done. You must clear out the root of all of the pain, suffering, everything that you choose to store as your life experience. When you're playing a video game and you've gotten through a level, right? And you've beat that big test at the end of the level to level up. Well, when you get to the new level, you know fuck all about the level. All right? Well, does it stop you from diving into that level to acquire the skills, know-how, and experience to beat that big test at the end? That's exactly how life is. But you don't sit there trying to play your video game with shame, blame, guilt, denial, judgment of your character that you've chosen or your avatar that you've created. All right. Well, you got to apply that to your life too. Seriously. And you know, yeah, a lot of people say, Tobi, you are just so hard. So, nah, listen, life has never been easy. But I amplified it not being easy by my thoughts, my words, my actions, and what I allowed for myself in my life, which I own full accountability for. Hey, but that shit no longer exists. Just like if you're running through your video game and you've hit level 5. What, you think you're thinking about level 1, level 2, or level 3? Nah, you've already beat that shit. You're on to the next. Well, that's the way life is supposed to be too. You're not supposed to be sitting there stuck in level 5 worrying about level 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't work like that. When you're driving your car, the windshield is a lot bigger than your rear view, right? Well, for a very good reason. You know, if you're sitting back and you're holding on to anything from your past which no longer exists, well, you're walking ahead looking back, and you can't get anywhere like that. You can't. You can't. It's impossible. If you want to hold on to your past, well, guess what? Your hands are full. And you'll sit exactly where you are now, hanging on to everything that you believe has meaning in your life. And you're the only one that gives that shit meaning. And it only exists in your own being, because not one person within that remembers it like you do, is affected by it like you do. That's a choice that you make on your own being. And you can choose to rid yourself of that too. Literally, to the core. You know, somebody, actually, I'm working with a couple of people head on intensively lately. And in a very short span of time, they have felt extreme changes in their life. Some, before they started working with me, they no longer wanted to live. Well, I know how that feels. Okay. To now, they are ready for life. The biggest way, operating from the power of their being. And how long? A month. Okay. Within a month, complete transformation. Complete. And this is somebody who had lost their joy of life completely, to the point where they were literally seeking out hadn't yet, but was contemplating seeking out medical assistance, suicide. Okay. Well, now this individual is ready, and I mean ready for life. And I love this individual heartfully. I'm so proud of them. So proud of them. Big time. There's another one who has suffered a stroke, who believed that her smile was over. Well, I showed her that once I repaired my smile, that she could do the same for herself, and has. Within 3 days of tackling it intentionally. When you tap into the real power of your being, there are no belief systems. There are no thoughts attached. There are no words attached. There are no restraints attached, no boundaries attached, nothing. It is the flow of your life force. Yeah. Guys, if you're not operating from that state, I highly encourage you to make a commitment to yourself to do so, because it frees you of any restriction, limitation, boundary, any illness. It is your healing power. It knows exactly what it has to do. Where it gets distorted is, well, you believe this and you believe that, and you think this and you think that, and you carry this and you carry that, and that's where your power is distorted. And that's why I can proudly say, I am one with all. Literally. I love everything, but nothing has any meaning to me in this experience, because it is merely an experience. And I will be on to other experiences when this one is over. Simple. But while I'm in this experience, like I tattooed on my arm, I am in a 12D, which is 12 density universe, my own universe. And I'm fully aware of that too. Just like every single one of you are. And we're all extensions of each other. And the only thing that you see in front of you is what you are projecting your reality to be. Factually. Guys, I was asked a couple of days ago, and I have been asked about the E-Mind Mastery. Well, the Alpha E-Mind Mastery concept is this: you have a higher mind, you have an etheric mind, you have your consciousness is not in your brain. You operate as frequency and energy first. You have a biofield of energy that surrounds you all the time. Well, everything about any of your life experience sits within that energy field. Literally, that's how I can feel things off of people, because their energy tells me everything. Okay? Everything. Do I want to know it all? No, not really. Not really, because 3/4 of the time, what their energy is telling me versus what their mouth is telling me is a total discrepancy. So I trust frequency first. What am I going to trust? Their words or their energy? Their energy all the time. All the time. No matter what their name is, no matter what title or No. Energy first, frequency first. And people come at me lately too with like opportunities and everything. Yeah, I get it. I get it. But I work for my big boss, nobody else. So I can't comply to anything else. I have to abide by what I'm being told to do. And my mission is clear. And a lot of people won't understand it or get it, but no, I am on a mission to tap 1 million people back into their power, to have their cup overflowing, for them to be operating from their ears, from their higher mind all the time, consciously creating. Yeah. And that's why empowering emotional mastery is after my Alpha E-Mind Mastery. Why? Because it is energetic movement. You're energetically influenced all the time. You're energetically influenced by somebody's energy before you are their words. All the time. Well, I would love for you to master your energy. Yeah. And flow from the highest potential of your being. Well, how do you do that? You become one with your energy and you allow it to embody you. Because once you start being safe in your own being, the universal love and energy, just like it's doing for the raising of consciousness, it will raise everything and rid everything out of your being that must go. Because it knows what it has to do. Yeah. You're just not allowing it to do its job. And if you're running a state in your life and you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling anxious, or you're feeling unsure of yourself, or you're feeling like you're telling yourself that you have something wrong with you, that is the worst thing to do. You know what? I've heard way too many people speak that. The more you tell yourself that there is something wrong with you, the more you're creating it to be like that. Every single day when you wake up, you are a fresh creation. Fresh. So you may have had whatever hindering you yesterday, up until yesterday. But if you would have cleaned your day out properly at the end of it and sealed your day, there is nothing hindering you today from yesterday. Literally. And if you're suffering any kind of illness or disease, that's distortion of your energy first. There is something within you that is causing you to be unaligned, or your energy is not flowing right. It's been blocked by these negative emotions or past life experiences or traumas or things that you believe to be real. But if you sit here today with me right now, you will see none of that exists. None of it. It really doesn't. So a lot of people have said, oh, it's very hard to forgive and it's very hard to let go. How? You're the one choosing to hang on to it today. So it's not about all this forgiving and letting go. Listen, it no longer exists. See, that's the difference. Rid yourself of the things that are no longer serving you of any good. Look at it for learning. Love it. And yeah, you can love it all away. Okay? Because it's not hard to do anything. It is what you are telling yourself, which makes it hard or not. It's what you believe it to be. There's nothing hard in this experience because you're a creator. So if something is hard for you to do, it's because you have made a conscious choice to sit there and tell yourself that's what it's going to be. This is to the point of self-accountability that I have for myself and for my flow of 1,000 hertz energy. I can't think and I can't speak unless I need to. And as much as I come out here and I do content and hey, do I like to talk? No, I don't. That's why I don't like to repeat myself. That's why I've always trained my children. When I speak, turn your ears on because I'm not going to say it again. That's how I expect all interactions to be. Because if they are less than meaningful, I don't want them. Because factually, they're only lessons to me. That's it. Nothing more. Nothing means anything to me in this experience. Except for what I have to do here. Why? Because I have cleaned up ancestral karma fully. I have felt every bit of trauma, pain, suffering, and every lowered emotion possible for my whole lineage and healed it. Okay. I have closed out life cycles. That mean, well, I've acquired enough knowledge and I've learned all of my life lessons now. And all I have to do now is operate mission based and enjoy the rest of my experience because I will never have to redo it again. So that's what is closing out life cycles. Yeah. I've graduated Earth School, factually. And that's why I actually went and got my 1,000 hertz tattoos on both arms yesterday with even underneath here, my name, To-B-I, broken down, Tobi. But that was, yeah, but me, it's To-B-I. That's all I have to be is I. That's it, authentically me. Shifting as many people as humanly possible back into their power as fast as possible. And that's what I do best. I activate people. Running at this frequency, hey, I activate people all the time, even in conversation. And that's why I learn so much, because everybody is so unique. So every interaction I have, I learn. I learn about how unique one's experience has been, how, but I do feel the truest nature of their being and everything distorting it. Why? Because I'm operating from the truest nature of my life force and creating from it. I consciously create every day. There is nothing that I allow in my experience that does not fill my heart. If it's not heart filling, I don't want it. Even a conversation, an interaction, nothing. I couldn't care less. That's just how I operate. And I really hope that everybody could operate from that point too. Anyway, I didn't come out here to stay long. I hope you guys tune in tomorrow night for the United Earth Angels series. Me and Andy will be out at 9:30 tomorrow night. I'm actually going to reach out to her now and find out about the topic we're going to bring to table. So look out for the episode announcement. Okay. And I'm being called here. Archangel Michael's got a message, clearly. So these are Archangel Michael cards. So let me see. Thank you. All right, I got some messages. Admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. Your prayer. I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you. Archangel, thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. Another one. Honor and trust your feelings. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for supporting, guiding, and protecting me as I listen to and act upon my feelings. Help me understand and express my emotions with love. And that's exactly what I am doing by having you operate from your power, because your power is the universal love that's granting you the gift of the life experience. And should you not be grateful for it, well, things that we're not grateful for, we get stripped of, because we have to learn the lesson of gratitude. So when we're given things and we can't be appreciative of it, we are stripped of the things. And that's just a part of the lessons. I'm really proud of myself that I've graduated Earth School. Literally. Are there any more messages for us today? Yeah. All right. Pay attention to your dreams. Thank you for tucking me into bed tonight and helping me enjoy a wonderfully restful night's sleep, Archangel Michael. I invite you into my dreams as my teacher, guide, and healer. Please allow me to understand this. And you can describe a specific situation on a spiritual level and give me guidance. You know, actually, okay, I get it. You know, you can work with the angels to assist you with no matter what it is that you're dealing with. And I was called to mention that, so I will. But look, if you don't know the angels, well, then you don't know who to call on. And there are many angels that, and many different levels of angels. They're not all just one rank. Okay. And there are quite a few tiers, literally. But the archangels, they all have specific, but every angel does. They all have specific specialties for what they do. It's not just a flock of angels here. Every angel has a specific job and duty and expertise. And this is why they are all specifically used for different things. So, guys, if you are unaware of the angels and you are unaware of really the densities and dimensions and you really want to understand it, go get it. Your spiritual guide to source. It's a complete all-knowing resource. This is my last book that I wrote. And it talks about the hierarchy of angels, like the seraphim, the cherubim, thrones, dominions, virtues, powers, principalities. You know, the table of contents for this book: Meet the Angels, the Hierarchy of Angels, Order of Heavenly Beings, the Fallen Angels, the Complexities of the Spiritual Realm, Spiritual Awakening and Transformation, the Concept of Being Fully Awakened, Real Governing Laws. Like, you know, if you guys need the help, go get this book. You can get it at lulu.com. because no, I haven't put it in global distribution yet. But guys, if you need some help getting into your power or operating from it, or wanting to know what is distorting you from operating from it, because nothing outside of you is happening to you. It is actually everything that's going on inside of you that you believe to be true that is what's happening. You're creating that. Yeah. Literally. You're creating it with every breath you take, with your total life force. And this is why being self-aware and self-accountable is really key to consciously creating. But you must consciously create your state and your frequency first, because you are manifesting and creating from your state first. So what does that mean? That means that all of your results in your life are equivalent to the frequency that you embody, to the state in which you choose to be operating from. Literally. So you could be putting on a mask to the world. Oh, healed person and this and that and this and that and this and that, and putting on the front and the whole big mask show, which I see more of than anything authentic. But anyway, we won't get into that. And I'm not out here to shame or blame anybody. I respect everybody's free will and choice according to the state that they choose to occupy and project and operate from, no matter what it is. But being at the state of frequency that I am at, I see it all. I have had to climb Jacob's ladder. I have had to master my own energy first, which I have. So I hope and pray that you guys can want to be operating from your truest, highest potential. Because no matter what's happening in your life, it's only happening because you believe it is. Seriously, no matter what it is. So if you have aches and pains, well, it's because somewhere in your brain you have a pattern believing that you have this illness, or you have a pattern that's running on repeat that you are supposed to wake up with these pains, and or you have and your life force will fuel everything that you think, say, and do. This is why it's so important to look at it all and be totally accountable for the things that you think, say, and do. Not, oh, my life is like this. No, you're consciously creating. Actually, no, that's right. You are unconsciously. I got corrected right away. No, they're not consciously creating. When you are consciously creating from a construct of energy and frequency that you also have embodied and consciously created, well, this is where at 1,000 hertz frequency, you manifest immediately. Immediately. It's like the speed of light. This is why you operate from 1,000 hertz frequency like I do. I tell you this is why I don't think. This is why I don't like to speak. And this is why I don't interact with many. Why? Because I consciously create, literally in a blink of an eye. Anything I think, say, and do, I manifest very fast. So I choose not to think anything, because once you've hit this level of consciousness, there is no thinking. No, it is operating from your highest, truest, purest state of energetic power that runs your whole experience with zero distortion. Everything that you're living right now is you've created it unaware, and you believe it to be existent. So therefore it is. Yeah. But if you consciously create to rid yourself of that, give it to the universe, you can do that too. and clear out any kind of distortion or any kind of, you know, hey, flow like water over rocks. So if you want to truly be operating from your cup overflowing, what really that means is when you've felt safe in your being, you're grounded, you've accepted yourself, and you have worked your life force up through you to break through your crown, to overflow from your cup. Guys, I love you all. Have a great day. I've given you a couple of messages. If you're just hopping in or whatever, there's some juice at the beginning of it all if you need some. And if you want some help, guys, reach out. Reach out. There's no judgment here. It's impossible for me to judge operating at the frequency that I do. And I've done it all. There is nothing that anybody could tell me that they're living, suffering, or have endured that I have not lived. Yeah. So it's all good. No matter what it is, no matter what question you may have, no matter what situation you may live, no matter what, you have nothing to worry about from me as long as you can handle the truth and be real with yourself, because I can definitely give you the truth and I'm definitely 100% real. Yeah. So if you want to operate from your purest power, reach out, let me know, because I can help you do just that. And boy, am I activating people back into their power, boy. Woo! It's happening. So bring on 1 million lives this year back into their power, operating from it. What an amazing year so far. And it's going to be an amazing year left to be had. And you know what? That's great, because from this level of consciousness that I'm operating at, everybody's so concerned about building their business and the networking and all. You know, I don't waste my life force energy with any of that. Any of that. Somebody asks me to commit to something, I do. I set an alert for it, and that's the extent of it. Literally. And if I don't have an alert set, forget about it. I don't even remember it. Nah. Every day I'm a fresh creation. Yesterday no longer exists at all, nor any experience before that. So I consciously create anything in my experience today is because I want it there and no other reason. Factually. There's no person, place, or thing that can pull me or my energy without my permission. Literally. So I'm just hoping and praying that you guys would eventually want to operate from this state for yourself, because it is total healing. Nothing can harm you. Nothing can hinder you. And you can literally manifest at the speed of light in your life and feel the effects of it. Big time. So guys, I mentioned it at the beginning. I'll mention it again now. If you're in my Montreal listening, you got to check out CFQR 600 AM. It is absolutely rocking. It's happening. And I listen to it online. So I go to CFQR600.com and I listen while I'm in the house doing my stuff. And I got lots of stuff that I want to get through today. So guys, check it out. You won't be sorry at all. Guys, I've got 2 upcoming events. I didn't put the links in the comments, but the links are on my page. The Breakthrough Summit #2 is coming up, and also the Supercharging Your Manifestation Powers. I forgot to put the links in, but they are on my page. Guys, go and check it out and register if you haven't. They're amazing, amazing, amazing opportunities for you guys to have breakthrough after breakthrough and to boost your supercharging, your manifesting powers. Well, and Tobi Staples, me at Alpha E Mind Mastery. Well, if you guys want to operate from your purest power of your being, reach out, because I can assist you to do just that. And I wish you guys all a healthy, happy, thriving week ahead. Consciously create your week already. And you may think, well, I'm not living the week yet. No, but you can consciously create your week to play out the way that you want it to already today. Yeah, pen and paper. Write out your week the way you want it. In your daily calendar of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what are the wins that you would like to see? Plant the seeds today, consciously with love, and see how your week plays out. Tell me about it at the end of the week. Tell me how that worked out for you. Guys, I encourage you all to ground. Get out in nature. I have implemented walking 5 clicks every morning. So those of you in the States, maybe 2.2 miles or something I walk in the morning. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. But I walk every morning and I go out and I ground. And there's this, I have a favorite tree that I do videos from and everything. But I share that with you guys, but I do that for me every day. Why? Because I feel the effects and it keeps my frequency with my cup overflowing. But guess what? Once you're flowing from this state, there's no way you can cap that flow ever again and work from anything less. So I don't have to worry about, embodying the state and maintaining the state. No, I am this state all the time, no matter what. So why do I ground? Because being the frequency that I am, and with all the changes happening on the earth, well, you know what? I go and exchange some love with Mother Earth and me. That's why. Okay? That is an acknowledgement and appreciation, a show of love and gratitude. That's what I do every morning. Yeah, before I even pay it to the world. That is paying it to me. Primarily when I'm getting out of bed, I show myself gratitude. And then I go out and I pay Mother Earth gratitude. That's why I go do it. And I hope that everybody can do the same. I love you all. Have a great day. Have a great week ahead. But be in a grateful state all the time, because then your results you'll be creating, well, you'll be creating results that you will be extremely grateful for. So amp up your gratitude and you will amp up your results of things to be grateful for. Big time. I love you all. Have a great day. Have a great week. Peace.